put hands on you, give you real black eyes. Come on, don't do that. And that's the truth. I mean, you could trust me. I've had about enough.
Aries Spears.
Oh, that dude?
Yeah. He said nothing.
Is he a comedian?
Yeah.
Because he ain't never made me laugh, so.
You really gotta be down bad to have Ice Cube. Yeah, that Ice Cube. The legend who bodied his whole crew with no Vaseline. Pause his billionaire grind just to roast you. But that's exactly what Aries Spears managed to pull off. This dude didn't just throw shade. He went scorched earth on Cube's acting, music, and legacy right in front of the mic on Big Boy's Neighborhood. Aries called Cube trash as a rapper and as an actor. That's wild disrespect, considering Cube helped shape West Coast hip-hop and made Hollywood moves that most rappers could only dream of. Cube clapped back hard, saying Aries was irrelevant, that not funny, and nowhere near the top 10 when it comes to black comedians. And then 50 Cent saw the mess, and you already know what time it was. 50 lives for this kind of chaos and jumped in to clown Aries while he was already flat on his back. Thing is, the segment started chill, just typical hip-hop talk about rap rankings. But Aries, he flipped the whole vibe. As soon as Cube's name came up, Aries went rogue like usual. No filter, no breaks.
Ice Cube is a motherfucking lyricist.
I can't stand Ice Cube.
That's crazy.
I'm not a fan of him lyrically or acting-wise.
Really?
He's the same in
How much time we got left here? Because should I just tell him to leave now? Or you don't think that...
One of the songs I hate the most, if it comes on, I want to shoot the radio. Today was a good...
And he didn't stop there. Nah, he came for Today Was a Good Day, a West Coast anthem that's untouchable to most fans. Imagine trashing a song that defines an era. The disrespect was loud.
Great joke. He goes, here's Ice Cube as a gynecologist. Hey, Miss Jenkins, I looked at your chart. Now get up on that butt.
That's racist. I don't know how it's racist, but what you just did is...
Even Big Boy's co-host tried to play it off and move on, but Aries wasn't done acting up. He launched into this cringy Ice Cube impersonation, some weird skit where Cube's a gynecologist, and it ended on a note so awkward, the whole table went silent. You could feel the secondhand embarrassment through the screen.
Not the greatest lyricist. He was energy. He was passion. He made you feel him. If that said, tear the club up, you wanted to tear the club up. Dear mama, you wanted to hug your mama. When you think about lyricism, Nas, Jay-Z, Biggie, Jadakiss, my lyrics spit it.
Aries kept laughing at his own bit, but no one else was. That's when it went from uncomfortable to straight up painful to watch. Then, because apparently Cube wasn't enough, Aries swerved into disrespecting Tupac. Yup, he really tried it. Took aim at the entire coast like he wasn't trying to work in the game anymore.
Watch the comments. Now, when people talk about, you ask anybody, no matter where their region, you know, give me a top 5 rappers. Pac's usually always in that list. Right. I don't ever put Pac up there with the top.
At one point, Aries even looked dead into the camera like he knew he was going viral for all the wrong reasons.
Saw a comedian speaking kind of bad about you, man.
Who is this?
Aries Spears.
Oh, that dude?
Yeah. He said nothing.
Is he a comedian? Yeah. Because he ain't never made me laugh, so I don't know if he...
What he said?
What'd he say?
He said it was nothing about you impresses him. From movies to rapping, nothing at all impresses him. And I'm like, wow, like what?
Suckers usually don't like me. You know what I'm saying? Like the people that you know, they usually don't like me when they coming from that angle. That's cool though. You know, everybody got their opinion and they all stink. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's cool. You know, he entitled to his opinion. It's the feeling is mutual. You know, I don't think he on anybody's list of top 10 comedians. You know what I mean? In the black community for sure. I don't even know if he's on the register. What up?
The internet moved quick. One fan said it best, I love Aries' skills, but bro, the Ice Cube slander is a no-no. And that's facts. You don't come for Cube unless you got a death wish for your career, and this is exactly why nobody's taking Aries Spears seriously right now. Dude had the nerve to say Pac and Cube weren't lyrical, like, really? That's wild, especially coming from someone who's clearly still salty about how the West Coast snatched the crown from New York back in the late 80s and 90s. Aries sounded more bitter than bold, and it showed. But here's where it gets real spicy. The legends he dissed actually fired back, and not just through subliminals, they came direct. Usually industry vets don't waste breath on folks who ain't moving the culture. They ignore the noise and keep it pushing, but not this time. Ice Cube didn't let it slide. He stepped in like a boss and lit Aries up with that cool OG tone that hits harder than a diss track. Cube questioned it all. Is he funny? Is he even relevant? Does he really count in the world of black comedy?
You had some words about Ice Cube recently.
You know, Willie D called me.
Okay.
I was in Louisville, Kentucky. And I love Willie D, that's my man. But this called me like I disrespected his mama. He was like, Aries, man, you don't understand what Ice Cube done did for the culture, man, and hip hop. Why you say? And I go, Willie, it's a subjective opinion. I'm allowed to not like Ice Cube. I know, man.
Cube knew what he was doing. This wasn't just about defending his name, it was a whole reminder of who he is. He's been out here penning NWA bars, crafting one of the hardest diss tracks of all time with no Vaseline, building Friday into a cult classic, and even launching the Big 3 League from the ground up. Cube got trophies in every lane: rap, film, sports. Man's a walking empire. But Aries, he ain't get the message. Even after the culture clowned him, even after legends responded, this man had the audacity to go back on Vlad TV and run his mouth again. Like, bro, what are you doing?
Anything Ice Cube's done?
Nothing. Ice Cube does nothing for me as a rapper and an actor.
Okay.
Nothing.
Let's start with the rap. The Police. You don't think that's a classic song?
It's classic because of what it represents in terms of black struggle symbolism and what black people have gone through with the police historically. It's the song that makes you go, yeah, yeah. I get how it can touch your emotions, but it don't do nothing.
Yeah, apparently trashing Cube once just wasn't enough for Aries. But that's when the whole situation flipped, because this wasn't just about Ice Cube anymore.
What do you think about 50 Cent's acting ability overall?
This is what I think about it. He did a movie with Sylvester Stallone where it was about them in these prisons that were like cubes. It wasn't, you know what I mean? And he played a computer tech. You know what separated 50 Cent from 50 Cent the rapper to the computer tech actor?
Glasses?
Now I'm a computer tech.
Turns out 50 Cent was watching all this mess from the sidelines, probably chilling in some high-rise hotel suite, phone in hand, already plotting. Aries threw shade at 52, and that was a big mistake. And you know 50, petty king of the internet. He dropped a slick, low-key video on Instagram, no name drops, just calling somebody delusional in the most 50 Cent way possible. And fans knew exactly who the target was.
Hey, man. I gotta listen to this. This hot right here.
Now you might be asking, why would 50 even bother? Man's got TV empires, liquor deals, power moves, coast to coast. But what people forget is this: 50 and Cube go way back with real mutual respect. And Aries messed with the wrong ones at the same time. See, this is where Aries Spears messed up big time. What he didn't realize is that Cube been co-signing 50's movie grind before most of Hollywood even knew how to spell Curtis Jackson. And 50, he's always been solid when it comes to giving Cube his props. Whether it's the rap game, film hustle, or owning whole TV networks, Fifth always gave Cube his flowers loud and clear.
Cube was on when I'm just watching. Music, all of it.
Movies, all of it.
Yeah. I never really seen Ice Cube in films that weren't his. You know, like he kind of produced the vehicle that he was in. And it wasn't like he was just being an actor in someone else's film.
But Aries, he's the exact type of dude 50 can't stand. Loud, messy, stuck in the past, and got nothing current to show for it. That's target practice for 50 Cent. So when Aries started popping off, 50 didn't waste no time. He clapped back with bars like, check my temperature, I'm ice cold. The hood left the left side of my chest froze. Need help with your bills? I'll write you a referral. Might even get you a love contract. Now that right there, that's 50 pulling out the lyrical toolbox and slapping Aries without even using his name. And you already know Aries started feeling that pressure, because not long after he jumped online with an emotional meltdown aimed straight at Ice Cube.
Hey, I'm the poster child for the world's biggest hater. If you look up the word hate, it's my picture. When did we get to a point where, unless your opinion, and last time I checked as human beings, we're all allowed to opinions. At what point does it get to where, unless your opinion is favorable about a person or a thing and goes with the flow of everyone else, you're a hater. I don't understand that.
But he wasn't done. Aries let it be known he was tight about Cube's response. His ego clearly got bruised, and instead of owning it, he spiraled further.
Sent me a clip where Ice Cube responded. He was on a radio show and the dude played him the snippet. And the first thing Ice Cube says is, well, most suckers don't like me. Then he goes on to say, I never heard of this dude. Then he finishes by saying, well, he's just not funny. Well, you can't have it both ways. If you don't know who I am, how do you know if I'm funny or not? So you can't have it both.
Then came the part that had everybody clowning him. Aries tried to hit Cube with the I respect you as a man, but I don't think you've ever done anything impressive line.
I respect Ice Cube, the man. I respect Ice Cube in terms of what he's brought to the game. He's one of the pioneers. So hats off to him. I wasn't a fan of his artistry. I never attacked him as a man. I never attacked him in terms of his character. I said I wasn't a fan of his artistry. Why am I not allowed to feel that way? Why is that? And then secondly, it's always funny. People call me a hater because they love to highlight when I say I don't like something as though I don't have love for anything.
That ain't no hot taking. That's just pure contradiction. You can't say you respect someone and then drag their entire life's work in the same breath. That's how you get labeled a hater, not a critic. So the internet did what the internet does. They dragged Aries all over social media, not for having an opinion, but for flipping the script and playing the victim once he got clapped back. One fan said, you can't talk spicy then cry when someone matches your energy. Another added, you had one job, stand on your words. But after that gynecologist skit, you're not even valid. Ice Cube's a made man, you're not. Yeah, Aries definitely picked the wrong one to play with. Now this right here, this hit Aries Spears where it really hurts. The kind of hit that don't leave bruises, it leaves a stain. Because now, the drama ain't just about rap opinions or disrespecting legends. It's a full-blown reminder of his darkest chapter. Yeah, we're talking that Tiffany Haddish lawsuit. Back in 2022, Aries and Tiffany were slapped with some serious accusations involving alleged grooming tied to a creepy, tone-deaf comedy sketch that people ain't ever really found funny. In the skit, Aries played a disturbing character left alone with a kid, and the way the camera lingered on that child had the whole internet feeling sick to their stomachs.
Did you call me?
Oh, yes, Uncle Pete. Can you watch TJ for me? I need to run to the, I gotta run some errands. I need to go to cleaners, and I should be coming back. Okay?
All right, baby.
Thank you.
And it only got worse from there. Once the clip resurfaced, the internet blew up. Twitter was in flames. Folks were reposting the footage, and even the Shade Room had to run it. The backlash, immediate. And even though the lawsuit ended up getting settled and the video was pulled from the web, Aries' name stayed dirty in the public eye. That stain never left. You can scrub a video, but you can't delete public memory. So what did Aries do after all that? He ran straight back to his safe space, Vlad TV.
You and Tiffany's still good?
Yeah.
Okay, so she doesn't hold anything against you in terms of...
I mean, you know,
she participated in the whole thing, so it's not like she could, but I'm just saying, you know how people get.
Man, we could.
You good?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there going to be a point where you could talk about this?
You know, I told you, when that point comes, you know, you going...
And people started catching on. Aries be on Vlad more than Vlad himself, whining about being blackballed, crying about how he should have been bigger than Kevin Hart. Over and over again, Aries showed up not with new comedy or hot shows, but with rants and regrets. The fans clocked it. Aries ain't working, he just talking. Meanwhile, his name only pops up when he's starting beef, reliving scandals, or throwing shade at people who actually built something. Ain't nobody trending Aries Spears for stand-up. Ain't no Netflix specials. Just Vlad TV interviews, messy headlines, and bitter takes.
Equation will never be satisfied. Why? Because some other will come along that'll take and blow the world up, and you'll want to be that. And then some other will come around and have as talented as you or possibly more, and then you're going to get upset. Because again, you focus on everything that is not you.
Hold up.
Everything you want,
wait a minute.
but not what's in your present space.
And let's not forget, his industry rep ain't glowing either. Word been out for years from former castmates who say Aries was a nightmare behind the scenes, ego tripping, hard to work with, always trying to steal the spotlight. Yeah, he got talent. He can impersonate folks, he can roast in a crowd, but he never had that Chappelle moment, that breakout that makes you untouchable. And that kind of failure, it festers. That resentment don't just sit, it festers into bitterness. So when Aries finally went after Cube, it wasn't just bad timing, it was a career Hail Mary that backfired instantly. Because going at Ice Cube, that's not just another diss, that's swinging at a pillar of the culture. And you better come correct. Aries didn't, and now the whole internet's watching him fold. Let's be honest, you don't come for Ice Cube unless you're ready to face the storm. This man's got a resume that's ironclad. No Vaseline wasn't just a diss track, it was a full-blown nuke, still sitting comfortably in the top 3 diss records of all time. And then there's Friday. That film wasn't just a comedy, it was a cultural reset, birthing legendary characters and shifting the whole vibe of black entertainment. Then he flipped the script and built the Big 3 League, a whole basketball franchise from the ground up, with NBA legends riding shotgun and Major Bags behind it. And before all of that, Cube was ghostwriting bars for Eazy-E, Dr. Dre, and the entire NWA camp while he was still a kid. Cube wasn't just in the game, he laid the rules. Now flip that and look at Aries Spears, his highlight reel, a few decent Mad TV impressions, and some salty interviews on Vlad. That's it. No blockbuster, no movement, no blueprint, just bitter energy. So when he took shots at Cube on air, the internet turned quick. Nobody rode with Aries, it was crickets. Then came the cherry on top. Ice Cube dropped a teaser cast list for the highly anticipated Final Friday movie, and guess what? Aries Spears' name was nowhere in sight. Not a cameo, not a line, just silence. And no, nobody said Aries was ever up for a role. But the timing had fans convinced Cube was letting him know, you barked up the wrong tree. Bottom line, no matter how many voices Aries can copy, he'll never get a spot where the real ones eat. He wanted to trend and he did, but not for comedy. He's trending because 2 legends clowned him publicly, and not one person stepped up to defend him. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Catch you on the next one.